Hey, it's Mr. Burns here. You just finished your quiz number 1 on political process. Hopefully you did well. Next step is the next set of vocabulary. We're in the middle of the unit, so we need to do the second set of vocabulary. Only 12 words this time, not as many as the first time, but maybe words that you have less prior knowledge about. So let's go through set number 2. For the due date, which you can write at the top of number 10, which you should have out in front of you. First, third, and fifth period, this is going to be due on Friday, November 11th, which is Veterans Day. We do have a full day of school that day. And for fourth and eighth period, this is due Monday, November 14th, which is that following Monday. The test will be at the end of that week, the 17th and 18th. So what you need to do is copy the definitions, and then for homework, you come up with your own definition, a synonym, an example, and then your own unique colored visual, or you can clip art or use the internet, cut and paste onto your vocab sheet. There will also be a quiz on those dates, the 11th and 14th. All right, the first word going down the first page is bias. And bias is unfair prejudice, particularly by the media. It's where you give a one-sided opinion. You don't kind of take the middle ground or share both sides. An example is, my dog is the best dog. I think my dog's the best dog, but that's showing bias because it's my dog. You might think your dog is better, and that would be showing bias there. It's an opinion, and it's not usually fair. It's usually one-sided. All right, the next word is editorial. A newspaper article written by or on behalf of the editor that gives an opinion. So this is a topic in which the editor or someone at the newspaper takes a stance, maybe on a political issue. They offer their opinion, and they usually support that opinion with evidence. So that's an editorial. And it's one of the ways that the media influences public policy, and one of the roles of the media, that they give their opinion. Sometimes they endorse a candidate. All right, third word, electors. When we talk about the Electoral College, this will come much more clear for you. So people appointed by their political party to vote in the presidential election. The popular vote is broken down by state. And if that state goes one way or the other, for instance, if Virginia were to go Democratic this year, then the Democratic electors would go in December and vote for the Electoral College. And they would cast the official vote for Virginia. We have 13 electoral votes, so 13 Democratic electors would go and cast the official vote. All right, the fourth word is endorse. Endorse is to express approval of or give support to, especially by a public statement. Here in this picture, you can see President Obama in one of his past 2 presidential elections being endorsed by Oprah Winfrey, along with Michelle Obama there on the left at a campaign rally. So sometimes it's usually a famous person or someone with some kind of notoriety giving support. All right. On the next page, interest group. A group of people who share a point of view about an issue and unite to promote their beliefs. So they maybe have something in common. They believe the same about a certain interest. Maybe it is they're pro-choice for abortion, or they're in favor of the Second Amendment. Want to keep it that way. That would be an interest group, and they bring ideas to the politicians. Maybe they raise money for political campaigns, and their goal is to get that law passed or get that law protected. All right, the sixth word is lobbying. And you lobby all the time, and I'll explain how you do that. So lobbying is seeking to influence legislators to introduce or vote for or against a bill. And a bill is what a law eventually becomes. A bill starts, it's like a rough draft of a law. And you guys lobby all the time because you maybe try to get your parents to ask you to stay out a little bit later, or go over to a certain friend's house, get a ride somewhere. That would be you lobbying to your parents, trying to influence them. Hey, I need a ride tonight. I want to stay out. Can I stay out an extra hour because the movie's going to go later? It's you trying to influence them to kind of go with what you want them to do. And that's what lobbying is, or lobbyists who work for companies to try to get bills passed or to vote against the bill. All right, the next one is a political action committee. It's kind of like the next step up from an interest group. So you have a political organization established by corporations, labor unions, or other special interest groups, and they're designed to support candidates by contributing money. You can see by this campaign advertisement, this little political cartoon here, that basically political action committees are often what determine who's going to win the election. The more money that a candidate can raise, the better the chance that candidate has of winning. And political action committees, while they do have certain limitations, are able to contribute money to campaigns so that they can travel more, they can get more advertisements out there to voters, they can get more people to work for the campaign. All right, next is the popular vote. The popular vote is just the total number of votes for an elected position from all who voted in the election. So in order to win the popular vote, you have to get more votes than any other candidate. Now, in most elections, if you get more majority of the popular vote, or more than any other candidate, you win. However, in the presidential election, remember, it comes down to the Electoral College. So you get if you win the popular vote of a state, you get all the state's electoral votes. If you get 270 or more, you become the president. All right, propaganda. You learn about this in 7th grade history quite often. This example, loose lips might sink ships, is from World War I, World War II. Okay? The type of advertisement that is created to promote a particular issue. So they're trying to influence your thinking, try to get you to believe in what they believe in. Okay, it could be by a candidate or by a party. All right, 3 more. Public policy. The course of action the government takes in response to an issue or a problem. So if something's going on in society that's bad, groups like special interest groups, political action committees, committees within the government will work to try and improve that issue. So if there's a security issue at the airports, what they would do is try to pass tougher security laws so that it makes it more safe in our country. If there's a lot of gun violence, what they might do is try to pass a law to prevent certain types of weapons to be used in our country. Those are just a couple examples of public policy. All right, 2 more. 2-party system. Pretty obvious based on the word. A system of government that has 2 major political parties. We have a 2-party system. The Democrats are represented by the donkey. The Republicans are represented by the elephant. And there are third parties who have some impact, have some positives, but generally we're a 2-party system where usually a Democrat or a Republican wins. And last is the winner-take-all system. All right, a system in which a candidate that wins the most popular votes gets all the state's electoral votes, and that's what we're going to see with the Electoral College. That if Virginia, even if it's off by 1 vote, if the Democrat beats the Republican by 1 vote, the Democrat gets all of the electoral votes. All right, same thing in every other state. There's a couple states that have a slightly different system, Maine and Nebraska, but the most important thing is you know that winner take all, 270 to win. If a candidate gets 270 electoral votes, even if they lose the popular vote, still becomes the president. Okay, so make sure for homework you finish this up by the dates suggested earlier in the PowerPoint. And if you have any questions, come see me before school, after school, during race. All right, thank you.